Today I'm making pasta and I'm really going to make this very quickly. I'm too tired to cook up anything else. So I'm making this for 2 people. So I've got a large bowl of pasta and it's really simple. I'm going to make this in red sauce and it's a very quick recipe, easy to make with some 5 ingredients. So I've got some 3 cloves of garlic, 1 red chili. If you don't want the pasta to be spicy, you can skip this. 1 onion sliced and about 4 large tomatoes which are diced. So don't be frugal about tomatoes. You add as much of tomatoes. So I'm trying to make this for 2 people. So ideally I add 4 large tomatoes or 5 smaller ones. So as you increase the amount of pasta, also bear in mind that you need to increase the amount of tomatoes that you are going to add. So the sauce is red sauce and tomato is the key ingredient here. Now I'm going to heat up some butter and start making this. So let me get some butter into the pan. So I have added butter into the pan and now I've added some garlic cloves as well as red chili. As soon as the butter melts and the red chili and garlic cloves change color, I'm going to add some onions as well as tomatoes into the pan. You don't have to cook much, just a little saute and then we grind it into a nice thick sauce. Garlic and red chilies have started changing color. You don't have to cook this much, so I'm going to add the onions and the tomatoes all in. And I have simmered the flame and I'm just going to give this a toss. So I'm just going to toss the tomatoes a bit so that they shrink in size. We are going to go ahead and cook the sauce again. So we don't need to go ahead and bring this to a boil or anything. So I'm just going to go ahead and take it off the flame and bring this to a grind. So we don't need to go ahead and cook this a lot. We just need to go ahead and ensure that this gets all turned into, tossed into butter once, because we are going to go ahead and cook the sauce once more. So I'm just going to take it off the flame and bring this to a grind. So while I grind the sauce and bring this, and cook it, grind the sauce, what I'm going to do is use this pan, put in my pasta, add in some water and bring this to a boil. Now you can add either pasta to hot water or like this. To this step, if you just add oil, you're going to be fine. So at this stage, I'm just going to add a little of oil and some salt as well. So here goes my sauce. Give this a toss and bring this to a boil. I'm just going to add boil once the water heats up and comes to a boil. Until then, let me grind the pasta sauce. My pasta is coming to a boil. I have ground my red sauce. Here the sauce is ready. And I'm just going to use another saucepan to go ahead and make this sauce. I need to go ahead and heat this up and reduce this a bit. So I'm just going to transfer the pasta onto the next burner and use my saucepan to make the red sauce. So let me heat up the saucepan and then I'm going to add some butter and start cooking the red sauce. My saucepan is heated. Let me add some butter. There goes my butter. Yep. Let me grease the pan and now I'm going to add the red sauce to this. And slowly I'll stir and try to bring this to a boil. At this point you can add salt. I'm going to add some salt. This is really red. Somehow with the camera lights it's not showing, and then I have just roughly ground this. So there are chunks of tomatoes as well in this. And if your sauce is not red enough for you, you can add either red chili powder or you could even add some red coloring to it if you want it to look more appealing. And now I'm going to make sure that I continuously stir this and reduce the sauce so that it is yummier. So you see the sauce is really red and I have roughly ground it, so there are chunks of tomatoes which will taste really yummy. You need to go ahead and reduce this sauce. This is really red enough, but I don't know, because of the camera lights it's coming a little yellowish orange in color. If your sauce is not red enough because of the onions or the tomatoes itself, you could add red chili powder or some coloring for it to look nice and red and appealing. Otherwise this tastes as good as the red looking red sauce. Now is the sauce should go ahead and get mixed well with the pasta, which will ensure with our constant stirring. And the sauce is still a little liquid. Now we should go ahead and reduce this a bit, so it should be nice and thick. And since my pasta is almost done, I'm going to cook this without lid for a bit until this is mixed. So my red sauce pasta is ready. I'm just going to add one last piece of butter to this and give this a mix and serve it. Red pasta is ready and it's super easy to make. You just need to give onions and tomatoes a good grind and your sauce will be ready. Use as much as red tomatoes as you can, because that is really the base of the sauce. You could use any pasta in this recipe, it doesn't really matter. So really you can even add some seasoning, which I'm just going to do now. So this is it. Let me know how you like this recipe. Do leave your views in the comment section below.